Good evening. Hello, hello. Say hello if you're here so that I know you're here. I wonder who's going to be the first person to say hello this evening. Let's see. Say hi. Natasha, hello. Guys, I thought tonight could be about something that is so important and that sometimes we just don't think about when we're learning. I had the idea about this topic specifically about, hi Kellen, hi Diane. I had this idea about this specific topic about a week ago. I was watching telly and, I thought about this and couldn't stop myself from coming here and chatting to you about it because it is of great importance, really. And if you've watched this video, I posted this video about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks. Great means big as well. It's not just great, like awesome, it's also big. So this topic is of great importance, okay? Hi, Claudia. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys about this first. We're going to, share some. Hi, Camilla. One of my best friends is watching. Sorry, I don't know what that was. But anyway, we're going to talk about that first because it's so important. And then we're going to move on to questions you might have. Who knows? Okay. So about a week ago, I was watching a show. It's a British TV show called First Dates. What does that mean? It means it's a show where people, it's a TV program where people are recorded having their first date with somebody. It's a blind date. So you don't know that person until you get to the restaurant and you have a date with them, which is crazy. I mean, would you want to do that seriously now? No, I would not. But this is what the show is called, and it's a great show. If you want to search for it on YouTube, do. First, I'm going to type it up for you to see. First Dates, okay? So I was watching First Dates, and there was a very interesting couple. Couple is two people on a date, in this case. There was a very interesting couple. It was a British woman, very British, like the way she carried herself. This is great. You don't know this, maybe. The way she carried herself means the way she behaved, the way she spoke, the way she, carried herself. I think it makes sense, doesn't it? So she was very British in the way she carried herself as well, in the way she looked, everything about her was very British. And she was this very friendly woman, beautiful, friendly woman. And her date was actually with a French man. Okay, now listen to this story. You need to learn from this. This French man had been in England for over 20 years. Do you know what that means? It means that he had been living in England for more than 20 years, for over 20 years. That's a very long time, isn't it? Yeah. So he is this really, really arrogant man, like super arrogant. She is this really friendly and, elegant lady, and he is just so arrogant, like really cocky. It's a great word to know. When someone is cocky, they're just really arrogant. They're just like, yeah, whatever, I'm the best, and this restaurant is shit, basically, really arrogant and cocky. And they were talking. Now, he spoke, pay attention, learners, he spoke English fluently. Yeah, he spoke fluently. However, he had a really strong French accent, like you have no idea. Like, honestly, he said hello and you knew he was French straight away. I tried to find the YouTube clip for this specific episode and I couldn't. I'm sorry. So I don't think you're going to be able to watch this specific episode. But anyway, he had a really, really strong French accent, which is not a problem. Okay, so don't leave thinking, oh, Patricia thinks a French accent is horrible. That's not what I'm saying, okay? But this is a very important point for what I'm trying to say here to you. And they were talking, and, you know, he's talking much more than she is. He's like trying to, it's very obvious that he wants to just show off to her in a bad way. So let me teach you this. When you want to show off, you want to show people that all the great things about you. But there was not really much going for him, if I'm honest. Now, this is something else you might not know. I love this expression. Listen, there was not much going for him. This means he was not great. Like, he didn't look great. He was cocky. He was just like, ugh. So there wasn't much going for him, much to, like, many things in his favor. There wasn't much going for him, but he was just talking much more than she was. And yes, show off, that's right. And he started to, hold on, I need to answer this question. Okay. The way she carried herself. This is what I had said. Yara, look, the way she carried herself. Okay. And yes, show off, Denise, that's right. So they were talking and he started saying that he had been in England for like 20 odd years. This is something that you definitely don't know. I'm sure about this one. When you say 20 odd years, it's 20 something years, 20 odd years, you know? And he was explaining that when he was young in England, that his friends were taking their A-levels. Now, I'm going to show you the word because this is the key point, okay? A-levels. Can you guys see A-levels? Okay, A-levels is the, yes, Yuri, that's right, 20-ish. Well done. A-levels is the name of an exam, like a qualification that you take when you are about 18 years old in England before you are able to go to university, okay? And so he's talking about the A-levels, and he said this, okay, like, please, my French accent is really bad. It sucks. It's terrible. But I just want you to see something that is so important. As a learner, you need to know this, okay? Because I've seen this so many times. I've seen this happen so much. This was just like an extra situation because I've seen this a lot. Basically, when he was talking, he said something like this. Everyone was taking their A-levels. He said it like this, something like this, right? Everyone was taking their A-levels and I was working, yeah? And listen, guys, the British lady genuinely, like really, genuinely, honestly, didn't understand what he said. And you can see on her face that she's so genuine. She's so honest about it. She's not trying to put him down because he's French. No way. She's really interested in the fact that he's French. So she goes, she's like this is her body language, right? At the table, she's like this, A-levels. Like she's trying to understand what A-levels is because she doesn't recognize this word. So she's like, A-levels. And she says it with a very British accent as well. Like I can see, like to me, when I was watching, I could just, honestly, guys, I could just picture her brain seeing the word syllables, like E-L-E-B-E-L-S, which is not the word. And she's trying to understand what that means. She goes, syllables. And he goes, yes, syllables. And she's like, I'm sorry. I don't understand. She's genuinely, she doesn't get it, right? And he goes, syllables. Like, he's very angry at her. Guys, he was angry at the native speaker because she didn't understand a word that he was saying wrong, because it's not syllables, it's A-level. It's very different. Let's face it. So this is a great expression as well. Let's face it is like, let's face the facts, please. Yeah? So she goes, oh, A-levels, she said, right? Like, I'm not joking, you all. Like, seriously. She goes, oh, A-levels. And he goes, yes, A-levels. And, like, I'm not kidding you. And then, do you know what he said to her? You guys are going to be like, what? He looks at her and he goes, this is the first time somebody doesn't understand me saying A-levels. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, guys, honestly now, I'm not even joking. When I watched this, the first thing I thought was, I have got to act like I'm like dying here. I'm like choking, honestly. I have got to talk to you guys about this because I just could not believe the arrogance in this person. Now, please, guys, we need to discuss this. Number one, it's not a problem to have an accent. Number two, it is a problem to have an accent when people don't understand what you're saying because of your accent. That becomes a problem. So I hate it when I see people with this type of attitude, like he had. To him, it was like, I'm French. I love the fact I'm French, and I will show it to you with my French English. And I'm like, okay, that's all right, until people start to not understand you because of your French English. Then you need to review, you know? Like, really. So, guys, don't have, really, like, whatever you do, this is an expression, whatever you do, like, you can do anything except this. Whatever you do not have this kind of attitude about yourself with English. If you are saying something, it's so hot now because I just got excited. If you are saying something and a native speaker of English does not understand you, you are in the wrong, not the native speaker, okay? So you talk, the native speaker genuinely, like this lady, I'm not joking, she was like so confused. She was just like, what? Like, this is her language, you know, and she does not expect the French man to have the perfect British accent. That's not what she's expecting, but she does expect to be able to understand him, and she couldn't. Not when he said syllables. She tried. God, she tried. I was just like, how long is this gonna go on for? Until she realizes it's A-levels. It's like it was really hard for her, because when you are not, something you guys need to understand, when you are not a person who speaks another language but English, when you only speak English, it's so hard for you to sometimes understand foreign people from different countries, because the only thing you know is English and you have no reference of much else. And of course, this gets harder when you move or when you travel to a place that you don't find a lot of tourists, which was my case when I moved to England, that I went to a small city called Norwich. lived there for 5 years before we went to London, and there were not many foreigners at all. Like in my school, I was the only foreigner except for my brother. Really, everyone else was British. There was one South African girl, but she spoke English fluently. That's it. So for them, if I said something wrong, they genuinely didn't understand. It's not like they are just mocking you, like, foreigner, you speak wrong. No, they really don't get it. They don't understand. So when a native speaker does not understand you, use this in your favor. Use this to have a chance to learn something. Don't be cocky about it. Don't be like, oh God, why don't you understand A-levels? It's like, I don't understand because it's not A-levels, it's A-level. That's why I don't understand. So always say, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I should just write it down. You can type it on your phone and show the person so they can teach you how to pronounce words. So it's always a good, very good chance to learn, you know. But there you go. The problem is not the accent. The problem is the pronunciation. Yes, they really struggle. It's very hard for them, some of the letters, some of the sounds. But the problem was just the attitude, wasn't it? Just a horrible attitude, really. Shocking. Any questions, my darlings, before I go? Let me see if there's anything here. Oh my gosh, you called off your class to be here, Claudia. You are skipping class to be here. Can't believe this. I hope you learn more than you would in your class. Maybe you did. Right. So this is what I wanted to say tonight. Since there are no questions, if there is a question, I'll answer. Let me see if anybody has a question before I go. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I do love first dates, though. 2 shows that I love to watch. I've mentioned this before. Hold on, I'm going to read that in a minute. First dates, I think it's so entertaining. I think it's amazing, actually. I love it. I'm a bit obsessed about first dates. And Gogglebox, that's awesome too. This is more about culture, if the person is arrogant or not. Yes, yeah, it's totally related to culture. Absolutely, yeah. Can we say cockiness? Yeah, you can. You can, of course. Which channel? Is it channel 4? I think it's channel 4, but Google is going to know this much better than I do. But I think it's channel 4. The name of the show is First Dates. And yeah, I'm obsessed. It's a great way to practice your listening. Is it 20 odd years? Yes, Natasha, perfect. 20 odd years is just 20 something, 22, 23, 24, 27. I'm not sure exactly, 20 odd. Well done. Yeah, but watching television is awesome. And I'm talking about like shows on the telly, not series, you know, because series are scripted. And I've said this before, when there is a script, like if you watch, say, The Stranger, which is a British series, it's great, but it's a script. So it's not the same as watching First Dates, because First Dates is just the real talking happening. So it's a much better practice. We have accent, that's no problem, but to be arrogant, that is the problem. And also in the pronunciation, because we need to be clear. Absolutely, yes. Yes, there you go. Absolutely, that's true. Cool, I'm glad you can understand. That's really good. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, darlings. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. And yeah, they do. Samara, that's it. Yeah. And it's just, it's about pronunciation in a way that really gets in the way of your communication, you know, to say things like this A-level example is perfect because you're saying something that the people will not be able to understand. They genuinely don't understand. So then it becomes a big problem, you know. It's not about you saying something with an accent, because you will have an accent. It's about you saying stuff that people genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. Then it's not good. So yeah, thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure as always. Have a wonderful week. Next Monday I will be back. I think I'm going to be talking about answering questions. Giving opinions, sorry, not answering questions. I'm going to be talking about giving an opinion next week. Today, I really needed to talk about this because it was so important. When I watched the show, I just had to come here and talk about this. I just couldn't wait to talk about it because it's so important to you guys who are learning. But yeah, next week, let's talk about giving an opinion. I think it's going to be fun. Okay. Thank you all. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you next Monday. Thank you. Bye.